Hey you guys, it's Mel. Welcome back to another video on this channel. Today we are going to be talking about a very fun, whimsical topic, which is how to keep the magic in life, how to daydream, how to just keep this, because we all grow up as a little kid. We have this spark, this imagination that's just wild, that just has all these endless possibilities and endless scenarios we picture in our head and endless dreams. And then at some point it just fizzles where life hits and some of us become a little bland and a little boring. So today I'm going to be talking about how to keep a little bit of the spark and the magic in your life, because I believe it's very possible. So I'm going to be giving 5 different tips on how to keep a little bit of the magic and just to keep the liveliness, the colorfulness in your life. And in whatever life you're living right now, there's always a way to add a little bit of color, a little bit of excitement, and explore and just kind of add a little more excitement when life gets a little boring, because sometimes it gets a little boring and repetitive. So let's talk about it. Like, subscribe, and stick around for more videos like this. So the very first tip to add color into your life is, number 1, to journal. I have a journal right here, and I'm going to explain what it means to journal, because trust me, it does not just mean scrapbooking, arts. I am not good at those things. Okay, I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Journaling, meaning brain dump, saying whatever is on your mind, adds a color into your life, because sometimes you're not exploring enough about what you think, and you think you know what's going on in your head. Oh my gosh, this journal is just ripped. Look at that. It's heartbreaking, actually. Wait, that's really sad. How did I break it? Anyway, sometimes we think that what's in our head, we always know what we're thinking, but with all the thoughts in our head and all the things just turning, and there's just too many thoughts. So you always have to find some place where you can explore what's going on in your mind, which is why I recommend everybody to journal. Journaling, there's so many different journal prompts that you can do. You can journal about your dream life, a fantasy world. You could dream about anything. You can journal about anything. You could write about anything. So I strongly recommend to have a book, use your notes app, journal app, place where you could write what you're thinking and just explore thoughts that you shut down, thoughts that, if you were to tell people, you would be afraid to tell them, because it sounds a little weird, a little strange, a little embarrassing, and a little cringe, right? You just want to write all these things down in here and just think about it. Think about what do I think about as a kid? What do I dream of? What do I yearn for? Even though right now my life may not look like this, what do I dream for? And just write all those things down in a journal. It makes it really exciting. And it's also fun I think it's really fun to just dream. It's really fun to dream. So, yeah. Number 2, writing. Writing as in, you can write a book, you can write about romance. If you have a favorite book genre in your head right now, let's say you love fantasy, you love romance, nonfiction, you don't have to be an author to write stories on the side for fun. For me personally, I love to write short stories about things that are just, as a hopeless romantic and someone who loves to read romance books, that's my favorite genre of writing and reading and watching and TV shows. And if you have a favorite genre, it's really fun to not just watch it, but also create it. Because you know what happens when you're reading a book and your mind is just in the book. You're mentally detached from this world. You're not even processing right now that I'm in this room because I'll be reading a book, and then you're mentally in that realm, in that world. You can enter that same feeling through writing your own story. So I strongly recommend to have a story that you're just writing throughout life, and you're just adding a little bit more onto it as life goes by, because that is so funny. Story time. When I was in high school, I had this document it's funny. I shared some of it with my friends. It was called Bored, where when I was in high school, I would be bored in class, obviously, and I just had to document. It's probably 18 pages long now, where I started my own romance story, and whenever I would get bored or whenever I would just feel a little bit, I'm just I just need something to excite me right now. I would add on to the story. So this could be literally, and you can, no matter what age you are, you could just have a story that you are adding to as life goes by when you're looking for something to entertain yourself. So I would just write about it. It was basically a story of this couple where one is a jock and then one's an introvert, and it was in high school, and it was like, the popular one's misunderstood, and then the introvert one is understands the popular one, and then I just had the story. I'm pretty sure the jock was a football player. Yeah, football player. Sounds stereotypical enough, but yeah, I would write that down and just literally write whatever I wanted to add to the story. And to this day, I could go back and check it out because I still have it. But write a story and continue it throughout your life when you need something to excite you. Have free time, want to sit down with your computer, it's raining, a nice vibe, put on some jazz music, and just add to your story. It's fun. Number 3 is music. Now, you may be thinking, everybody listens to music. Everybody listens to music when they do anything or when they go anywhere or whatever. It's just a very common thing that people do. However, when I say listen to music, I mean not just listening to music, but I mean literally having a playlist of songs that make you feel sort of, think of it like this. You have a playlist that kind of encapsulates your vibe, and there's certain songs that we all listen to that we put on our headphones, we're walking late at night, and you feel like the main character. And you form these scenarios and this imagination in your head, and you just feel like the main character. I'm talking about that type of listening to music. Have a playlist for you to have fantasies, have daydreams, have fun thoughts, you know what I mean? And just have this on Spotify, wherever you listen to music, and just have a playlist that can kind of, not just for vibes, but genuinely for exploration, for excitement, or just for daydreaming, or for, thinking about something, coming up with scenarios in your head, and all this daydreaming that we all do, because personally I do that as well. A song I've been doing that a lot too is Dracula by Tame Impala. That song is good, and we're all listening to it these days. So yeah, have a playlist that's fun. Have a fun playlist for fantasizing and doing whatever you want to do. Okay, number 4 is going to be having a hobby. So hobbies are something I personally think makes life so fun, and having things that you're continuing, you just pick up, and then after a long day, you sit down and do this thing. It's just such a fun feeling. For me, I know that in my life, in the future especially, I want to have a house, do whatever I do during the day, and then sit in this cozy room and play Stardew Valley, because that's so fun, personally for me. Having a hobby, it could be that you love writing stories, or you love to dance, you love to play tennis, you love to play pickleball, and just having a hobby that you can do. And if it's something that costs money, finding a hobby where you can kind of explore it without having to spend any money. And there's so many different opportunities to just do things that don't really require you to have to sign up for a membership or things like that, because they're more creative based and they're more based on just using the resources you have in your own home. I also can say I love doing these fun, okay, I love to dance, by the way. K-pop dancing is my favorite, but I also think exercise is so important. So whenever I want to exercise, sometimes I will do a fun workout to songs that I really like. And it almost feels like a hobby in a way. It's supposed to be exercise, but I guess it makes it fun. But yeah, pick a hobby, have something that excites you, that's fun for you. Some people do crocheting, which I'd love to get into one day. But yeah, pick something. You should have a hobby. You shouldn't just be working hard, you should always have something that is fun and excites you as well. Because it's also really fun to develop skills in something that's not really mandatory, that you don't owe something to, and you can just stop and start whenever you want. So, yeah, have a hobby. Number 5 is my personal favorite, go on walks. Go on walks whenever the weather is appropriate and you are able to go outside and bear to be outside, whether it's a summer, spring, fall, probably not winter. Being able to go on walks is something deeper than just walking outside. Because once you go outside and you want to take a walk, there's just this energy to it where you can kind of clear your head. You engage with nature, which a lot of times some of us need to touch a little grass. So you go outside and you're just walking and thinking and reflecting, and it's just such a beautiful feeling because first of all, you're getting exercise, you're getting cardio, but then second of all, you're also maybe daydreaming, thinking about past, present, future. For me, I think about the past when I walk. It's an interesting concept. I think about anybody I've ever known, anyone I've ever come in contact with. I think about people randomly and I just reflect on very nostalgic things. I reflect on being a kid, I reflect on being a teen, I reflect on all these things, and I just think so much. And it's fun because you get to be in touch with your feelings and whatever is on your mind at the moment. So this is why when you go on a walk, you should also reduce stimulation. So you can listen to music, but maybe don't do something that requires you to be scrolling on your phone. Either put your phone in your pocket or listen to some music, listen to a podcast, but go on a walk and engage with nature a little bit because that adds a little color to your life because it feels so fulfilling. And then once you're done, you feel like a new person, honestly. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed all these 5 tips to make life more colorful. Personally, I can say that it works when you do it. I've tried and I've succeeded. Always find ways to be creative. You know what I mean? I think what's really fun and a really good mindset to have in general is to not be someone who is too simplistic, who is too rigid, and you just want to do things one certain way, but being creative and coming up with new ideas about different things can always make life more colorful because even no matter how dark or black and white it feels, you can always find a way to add a little pizzazz. You know what I'm saying? So like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.